This is the video that goes along with properties of numbers. So first we're going to do a little bit of vocab. So the number on top is the numerator, and the number on the bottom is called the denominator. Sometimes you'll see me say base instead. It's the same thing. Okay, so we want to change our value of 3 into a fraction. So what we need to do is we want that base to be 7 because that's what matches the fraction we have. So we have the base of 7, but how do we change that whole number? What's our new numerator going to be? What we do is we multiply the whole number by the base that we want. In this case, we want it to be 7 because that's the base of the fraction. So we do 3 times 7, which is 21. Now here I put 21 over 7 is the number. That's not correct because remember we have that fraction of 2/7 to the side of the whole number, so it was 3 and 2/7. 21 over 7 only gives us the fraction of the whole number. So we need to add 2 to 21 to get that actual full fraction. So that answer is 23 over 7. That's my bad for not putting it on the video. Okay, I want you to pause the video and convert this value into a fraction. You have it on your worksheet to do. Okay, adding and subtracting fractions. If they're the same base, you just add across the numerators. So you have 2 plus 5, or 2 plus 3 equals 5, so you get the fraction of 5/8. Subtraction is the exact same way with the same bases, so they both have a base of 9, so you just subtract the numerators. So 4 minus 5, you get a -1, so you end up with -1/9. Okay, what about if the bases aren't the same? The first thing we need to do is we need to change those bases. We want to make sure they're matching because if they're not matching, we can't add or subtract them. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply the bases to get together to get matching bases. So we have 32 on both of them, but how do we get our new top numerators for both of those values? What we're going to do is we're going to multiply the numerators by the opposite denominator. So the opposite denominator to 3 is 8 because that goes to the other fraction, and then vice versa with 4 and 1. So 3 times 8, we get 24, and 1 times 4, we get 4. So 24 plus 4 is 28. So 28 over 32 is our fraction. Okay, what about adding and subtracting with whole numbers and fractions combined? So the first thing we need to do is convert that whole number into a fraction. So we want our base to be 12. I kind of skipped a step. So 12 times 4 is 48. But if you look, I did not add 7 to that. So this is a mistake. I need to add 7 before I can add the 3 over 12. So I should have 48 plus 7, which is 55. And it should be 55 over 12 plus 3. So my final answer should be 58 over 12 instead of 51 over 12. That's on me. That's my bad. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, here's a little bit of challenge. Let's see if I got this one right. So our first step is we want to convert the 3 into a fraction. So 3 times 5 is 15, so that's how we get 15 over 5 because we want that base of 5 since that's what the fraction has. Now, we add 2 because that's the fraction that it goes with. This time I did not forget that step. And then after we add the 2 to that whole number, that's when we'll subtract the 1/7 or the other piece. So I end up with 17 over 15 minus 1/7. Now we have to make the bases the same, so we multiply the denominators and then multiply each numerator by the opposite denominator. So 15 times 7 is 105. That's how we get our bottoms. 19 comes from doing 17 times 7. You get 119. And then 15 is from 15 times 1. So 119 minus 15 is 104. And then that's over 105. Okay, multiplying and dividing fractions. So if you have 2/5 times 7/8, you do not have to worry about having them in the same base. Instead, you multiply the top and then you multiply the bottom. So 2 times 7 is 14, 5 times 8 is 40, so you have 14 over 40. There's one extra step you have to do with dividing. Before you can multiply across, you need to flip one of the fractions. I always make it the second one. I don't know why, just think it's easier. So 2/5 divided by 7/8 is the same as saying 2/5 times 8 over 7. So 2 times 8 is 16, 7 times 5 is 35, we get 16 over 35. Okay, what about if we have a whole number and a fraction? How do we set that up? Our first thing is we need to convert that whole number into a fraction. So we want the denominator to be 5 because that's the matching fraction for that whole number. So 5 times 2, because 2 is our whole number, we get 10. So 10 over 5 plus 4, because we need to add that to the fraction it's already with, gives us 14 over 5. That's what we're going to multiply to the second fraction, 2 over 8. So we have 14 over 5 times 2 over 8. 14 times 2 is 28. 5 times 8 is 40. We get the answer of 28 over 40. Okay, here's a few translations we're going to do. If we have the sum of x and 5, we can look in under addition, one of the words is sum. So that means x plus 5. That's the value we're looking for. So in math terms, you would write x plus 5. What about the product of 2 and p? If we look down our list, under multiplication, it says product. So we want the answer of 2 times p, so we would have 2p. 8 less than a number. For a number, you're just going to put any letter of the alphabet. I'm going to use X. You can use what you want unless it specifically says a certain variable. So 8 less than a number. Here's the little trick. Less than is with subtraction, but it's not 8 minus x. It's x minus 8. And if you can see, I just catch my mistake, erased that, and changed it. Because 8 is less than, or 8 is smaller than that number, which is x. Okay. The quotient of 4 and twice the number. So quotient is with division. Twice the number, it's not on here. But think about twice. That's double. With doubling, you multiply. So we're going to have 4 divided by 2 times something. Twice the number goes together, so that's on the bottom of the quotient. So it's 4 divided by 2 times x, because 4 is being divided by 2 and whatever the number is. Okay. 5 more than 3 times a number. The order does not matter because more than is with addition. So we can have the 5 first, like I have here, 5 plus 3x, because times is with multiplication. Or we can do 3x plus 5. Either way, you get the same answer. Okay, what you should be doing now is go back through this video if you still have some questions, or do the extra fraction problems and extra translation problems. Have fun!